Floor is yours.
Welcome to the Burn It Down NASCAR podcast. Post Coke 400, pre Darlington. All I can say is that was a good race. It was exciting. I really enjoyed it. It was scary a couple of times.
Yeah.
What was your
I
thoughts
I
on it?
seen a lot of people complaining, well, there was a stat out there since it was the first race, how would I put it? This is the first time since I think 1998 when there has been 3 consecutive races with a combined 5 cautions or less, and that's only because of the no stage breaks in the road courses. And like whatever 1 caution, 2 cautions they had. So people are like, oh, there's no cautions. Like, well, it was good racing. Like, yeah, they rode around for the first stage because they're feeling the cars. And after that, they stepped it up with the 3 wide in Daytona. And then it got, squirrely and obviously with the crashes. But
Well, yeah, they weren't allowed any practice. They unloaded, went through inspection, and qualified.
yeah.
So yeah, that first stage they were figuring things out.
Well, they qualified all in a different, time of day too. So
Yeah. We'll get into the niceties about all of it. Congrats to Chris Buescher, the winner, the 3rd win in 5 races.
didn't have that on my bingo card.
I know, I didn't either. And Keselowski pushed him across the line.
If it was anybody else, he would have hung him out to dry. I was surprised he still didn't do it.
I was thinking while I was watching it that on the last lap, Buescher would have pulled over and let his boss win one.
Yeah, I just think
Really
it just shows you how dedicated Brad really is to making 23, I'm sorry, RFK successful. And he's putting over him winning over, his team winning over him.
I do like your take on it. I really do. However,
I would have done it. Me. Yeah, I would have done it.
This is me. I'd have had a little conversation with the boy afterwards, dude.
Yeah.
All you had to do is just let me get up, side draft you. I'd have pulled you back in. I'm the owner here. I didn't get a win all year. Now you got 3, which is great. Great for the company.
Yeah.
But I would have not been especially happy with him. But on the other side, I get it. It's competition. We don't want to see games.
If Brad wanted to take it, he could have taken it from him. He pushed him so far ahead. He could have easily dove.
That's my point. They were so far ahead that Buescher had to do.
But Buescher didn't have to move. Brad could have moved him and just made him move. So it was. I think just Brad is saying, I want this. I guess he was taking risk free because if he could have caused a crash. He could, what I'm saying. So he was just like, a 1-2 finish is better than a possible 1 and me crashing finish or him crashing and both crashing. So he just took the 1-2 finish, which probably hasn't happened in a Roush in probably 15 years.
It's been a long time since they've had a 1-2 finish. But anyway, congratulations to Chris. Like I said, 3 in the last 5 races. That's just flipping awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Fords in the top 10. Anyway, finish up top 10. Almirola, Elliott, Logano, Bowman, Busch, Byron, Harvick, and LaJoie. Did you notice anything about what I just said?
LaJoie?
No. Well, that's notable as well. Not a single Toyota in the top 10.
Yeah, they had problems. They were good, but they had just had problems throughout. The Ford dominated. That's just simply put.
Oh, they dominated qualifying. There was 6 of the top 10 in qualifying were Ford.
Ford was really good. That's why I didn't really think Chase could do it. And After that last restart, when I saw, I don't know if Bowman laid back or he just couldn't stick to Chase's bumper. I knew Chase wasn't going to be able to do it. Even Kyle Larson couldn't push him. Chevys couldn't stick nose to tail like the Fords could. There's no way they were going to compete.
I agree. It was...
Chase should have took the top and not allowed Brad get behind Chris. Simply put. But he allowed the two teammates who were strong all day together, nose to tail. Why? I mean, that's hindsight, but why would you do that? You knew they were good.
Well, I'm going to say something here, and I don't know if you'll agree or not, but I'm actually happy that Chase Elliott and Bowman didn't, or is it Byron that didn't? Bowman didn't make the chase. I'm actually, and I'm a Hendricks fan. Back to Jeff Gordon when he first started. And my reason for that is I don't think they should be eligible for the chase. And again, I'm a Chase fan. I don't like that they're allowed to miss races, but again, the precedent was set way back when Kyle Busch broke both his legs in the Xfinity, at the time, Busch race in Daytona. And they made that exception to get into the playoffs. So the precedent was set, and I get it, that it was set years ago. I still don't like it. If you don't race the full season schedule, I don't care what the reasons are. Don't go snowboarding. If, Kyle Larson, bless his heart, he races anything on wheels. He's taking a chance. And if he gets hurt at a late model or a sprint car race and he misses, even one, I think it should be in the rule book. My humble opinion. If you're eligible for the playoffs, you must complete all 26 races. Otherwise, you're not eligible. It's just...
You mean complete or start? Because there's been a lot of starts, so they get to start, but then they have somebody...
Start. Yeah, they're going to get taken out. Not everybody's going to complete every race. I said that wrong. I think they must participate in, I guess is a better word, in every single one of the first 26 races. And I also believe it's time for some of the owners to put their foot down, especially Rick Hendrick. He's like, look, guys, I appreciate you got a life of your own. That's all good. Do it in the off season. When we start the Daytona 500, you're mine. You don't do anything but race my $1 million car, and that's that. Sorry, agree or don't drive.
Yeah.
I'm just that. And again, I'm applying this to one of my most favorite drivers. I do, and like I said, I was honestly really happy that Chase, and I'm not so much a Bowman fan, but he's still Hendrick. I was happy they didn't make it because they got those exceptions, and I don't like that. I just don't.
I don't care. You can miss a race. Just get rid of the stupid waiver. As long as you fit the criteria of a win in top 30, you're good.
Even if you miss a race?
Yeah. Don't bother me.
I kind of like that. But then...
You have to compete. If you're able to compete. If you're able to compete, you need to compete. You're just like, oh, I don't want to race today. But a suspension, you can't really confront that. But if you get hurt, you get hurt. What if a lot of these people, like, let's say, he's not racing anymore, but Clint Boyer, he's a farm boy. What if he got hurt, farming? And it happens.
Earnhardt, he was famous for that.
So you can miss races, but like it's just, you're not gonna go home and just sit in a cushioned room the whole time. I understand snowboarding and all these sprint cars and crashes. I get it. That's a little extreme, but I mean, screw it. Get rid of the waiver system. But if you're the top 30 with a win, or top 30 with a win, screw it. You're in. I don't know. It's just me.
I think you got a better. Honestly, I will modify my statement. No, it's fair. get rid of the waiver system, and if you can still compete in the X amount of races
Yeah.
that you compete in with a win and stays top 30 in points.
Yep. I understand what you're saying. I think you're obligated for your sponsors and your owner to drive if you can. But you're extremely, you get hurt. I mean, you can't race, but screw the waiver system. Stop letting NASCAR dictate you can drive or not. Suspensions and whatever. But if you get a win and you're top 30, if you miss a few races because of you got hurt or a suspension, screw it. NASCAR, get rid of the waiver system. Be done with it. That's just interfering more, in my opinion.
I agree. I'm with you there. I'm actually with you. I'm glad we talked that through, because I was like, I'm sick and tired of this. And again, I talked to a few people.
It's a huge topic ever since Chase got hurt, and then Bowman got hurt, and then the suspensions, and there was Bubba last year. He was championship eligible, the waiver system, because he got suspended. It's just, screw it. Get rid of the waiver system. Stop, I know NASCAR wants to have a thumb on everything, especially with this new car, but screw it. Get rid of the waiver. Just have it simple. If you win a race and you're top 30 and you race every race you can possibly race, I mean, you should. That's your job. But if you can't for rational reasons, I get it. Which Ryan Preece, man, if Ryan Preece took off this week, I would not blame you one bit. We haven't heard if he is racing or not. They're keeping pretty hush hush on.
I can't verify it, but that he will. He's saying he will be in that car. Not that it matters for the playoffs, because he's not in it.
No, but it's good. It's good for one NASCAR. Like, oh, look at our car. It's so good with the worst wreck it's ever had in probably 30 years. No, I think Austin Dillon's crash was pretty wild a couple years back. But the flips was wild.
Kyle Larson in the Xfinity race at Daytona, where the motor ended up in like row number 7.
Yeah.
Tore the whole catch fence down. That was bad.
And another thing going on, I know we're kind of going off, but people are like, well, we need to rethink super speedway racing. Shut up. Super speedway racing is part of racing. If you don't want it, don't watch it. Stop trying to change this shit.
I think there's... You know how for a long, long time they'd have a short track car, they'd have a road course car, they'd have an intermediate car, they'd have a super speedway car. I just... One size fits all for every track, I don't like. It's... They need to make modifications. One of the things I noticed is that once when again, I don't want to ruin our discussion a little bit. When Priest hit the edge of that feeder road, whatever it was, and that air got underneath sideways.
It's just when he got sideways. Everybody's like, oh, the grass made him turn. No, when he went sideways, he went airborne. Sorry. It's just the force of that speed.
All of the downforce and safety issues were ineffective at that time. Leave that alone for now. Of course, Blaney and Gibbs back in 35th and 36th, and I got really irritated when that happened. I had so many people I had to slap down. No, Ty Gibbs caused that. No, that was Christopher Bell.
He's pushing.
He flat ass ran into him.
Yep.
His own teammate took him out. Plain and simple. Period.
It was unintentional. He was just pushing, and he's pushing.
I'm not saying he did it intentional, but Ty Gibbs did nothing wrong.
Nope.
He did nothing wrong.
Nope.
He just got turned by Bell, and
off he went.
Blaney, I saw some comparisons this week, side by side, of the hit that Blaney took in almost the exact same spot that Dale Earnhardt did it, and the almost exact same angle. So there is something to say about. Yeah,
when Blaney hit, it was. I wouldn't say carbon copy of Earnhardt, because Earnhardt was all the way at the bottom of the turn and went up, but it would hit. I think Blaney's hit, I can't say it was harder, but it was fucking hard. He hit
it was hard.
Extreme, and I hate to, it's if you watch Denny Hamlin's Detrimental, I watched some clips today, and he was saying Ryan Preece is like the guinea pig of this next gen car because of the Daytona crash and the Talladega crash he had with Kyle Larson. The T-bone he had with Kyle Larson at Talladega. Ryan Blaney's another guinea pig because of that crash and the one he had a month or so back where he hit the inside barrier with no safer barrier on it.
That was NASCAR's fault.
Both of them are guinea pigs, and you know, the car, it's getting better over time, but I think the Hans device and all the stuff in the car is saving them more than the car because
it's not the exterior of the car. Well,
any other time a flip like that would happen, it would be a shell of the car because it would have torn apart and all the energy would have gone to the car being disintegrated instead of being stick together.
Well,
that car shouldn't.
Remember Rusty Wallace's barrel
Yeah, that's
roll.
what I'm saying.
There's nothing left but the roll cage.
And people are like, that's bad. Actually, that's good because all the energy is going to those parts or dissipating.
Yes.
And all those parts staying on the car. And Denny Hamlin made a good point, and I noticed it, but I didn't really think much of it, is right after the first roll, the side window was down of the next gen car, and the roof hatch was gone after the first gen. He's like, that's no good because one of his hands went,
Well, they said the escape hatch didn't work either.
Yeah, it flew off.
Yeah. No, it didn't work. They couldn't get it open to get him out.
It was gone. It was gone. It probably was mangled, but it was gone. Watch it. It's gone after the first flipped, and it was gone.
Okay.
Denny Hamlin says it's flimsy piece of aluminum. It's not steel.
Maybe they'll learn like they did with the passenger side of the car with Larson at Talladega.
Yep.
Where they went back and reinforced it, and then of course, starting in Atlanta, they did some more reinforcing with the
front clip, rear clip, and the side so far. The only thing they haven't really adjusted is the roof and the driver's side.
Well, there hasn't been an issue with either one of those up until now.
Yeah, true.
But that's pretty much the race results. Hold it. Who? I had it wrote down. It's either Truex. Truex is your regular season champion.
Well, here's the funny part. I didn't notice until it was brought up on Twitter or something. Last year, Chase Elliott won the regular season championship, and Martin Truex didn't make the chase. This year, Martin Truex wins the normal regular season championship, and Chase. didn't make the chase.
Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of the same exact comparison between Chase and Bubba. So
I don't want to hear the Bubba bullshit because he only got in by default because of 3 other drivers got penalized for points.
Well, they did a comparison. Even with Chase not winning a race, if he hadn't have missed those 6 races on injury plus the suspension and just averaged 15th place, he'd have beat Bubba on points. So it is what it is. But I didn't mean to go off in too much of a tangent, but I just my whole point about this regular season, I mean, I'm not happy Chase didn't make it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not disappointed at all and kind of going, phew, that, because like you said, that waiver thing needs to go away. For the playoffs, and I don't know if this is how they're ranked or not. It's just the way the brackets are. You got Byron, Truex, Hamlin, Buescher, Busch, Larson, Bell, Chastain, Keselowski, Riddick, Logano, Blaney, McDowell, Stenhouse, Harvick, and Wallace. Everybody has a win except for Keselowski, Harvick, and Wallace. They pointed in. And that's that. And we'll get back to that in a minute. again, I just to recap, I thought it was a very like I said, it was a little slow in stage one, but after that, it just I was glued right down to the end, just absolutely glued. It was, I mean, a lot of excitement, a lot of good racing, and there was racing everywhere. 3 wide at times, extended 2 wide most of the time. But one thing I want to mention at the top and get it over with. Kurt Busch, who is one of my heroes and favorite drivers, clear back to his Roush heyday times, has announced that he is retired. I'm sure everybody's heard about it by now, but he said that his medical team doesn't feel comfortable for him ever getting back in a cup car. So he's just going to, I'm sure, step into some kind of role with 2311 as a mentor, or he is such a strategist and so good at understanding what a car needs when he's in the car. And he's always been that way. It'll be interesting what kind of impact he ultimately has with Riddick and Bubba to getting those cars better. And I think he'll do well. And one other thing, a little factoid here that I don't think he's given credit enough for. He's the only driver in NASCAR history that has won a race at cup level in 4 different manufacturers. He has won in Dodge, Chevy, Ford, and Toyota. Nobody has ever done that before.
Yeah.
So I just think that's a really cool thing about him. Back to the race real quick. You picked Justin Haley. I picked Chase for the win. I get that one. You picked Dylan as the dark horse, and I picked LaJoy. I get that one. So I beat you this week on that. One other little... was very surprised. It was announced after we did our podcast last week that Trevor Bayne was going to race in the Xfinity for Joe Gibbs Racing. And with the story, found out he's racing 3 more races. I'm not sure what races those are, but that boy was class of the field until he got wrecked.
Yeah, it was.
It was like he never stepped out of that car. It was insane how good he was running.
I wouldn't be surprised, because it's kind of off topic. Colleague has said they filled the 31 car, and it's not what people expect. So imagine Trevor Bayne went to that car.
Well, you know, something I found out, and I am a Trevor fan. I didn't know he had multiple sclerosis until this week. I made a post on NASCAR Only on Facebook that I don't know why somebody over these years, especially after winning the Daytona 500 for the Wood brothers and beating, well, I don't know, but finishing ahead of Jeff. Jeff did push him a little bit in that to make it happen. Why nobody signed him up. And then all these other people came in, and, you know, everything from he's got the coffee company to where he wants to spend more time with his family. And then somebody jumped in and said, well, you do know he's got multiple sclerosis. I was like, what? I didn't know that. And I didn't respond. I looked it up. It's true. He has been diagnosed with MS.
I don't know what that...
And I wonder if that has something to do with him not racing full time. Because, again, in the early stages of that disease, you can be okay and then you can have a bad day. And, you know, is there a team that wants to take a chance on him not having a bad day on a race week? I don't. But I was shocked when I saw it. And I thought I knew pretty much, I don't want to say everything, but a whole lot about Trevor Bayne. Did not know that. So, all right, what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. There's not much I know we're early on Tuesday. There's not much going on. Talked a lot about most of it already.
Well, we talked about that. Blaney's hard hit with Gibbs. We kind of talked about that. I don't know if it took out a lot of cars in that what 16 cars I believe they said it took out.
Well, it was the front, so yeah, it was just it took everybody out, a lot of people, yeah.
Hamlin's crew cost him once again. They messed up. Attendance, there was some empty seats there, quite a few. Need to put it back on 4th of July, boys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The one thing that was funny and nobody knew what was going on was Brad Keselowski doing his little donuts in the caution. Didn't you see any of that?
I missed that one.
He was, when they went the red flag after Priest's crash, he was doing circles.
Why?
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to try to find a video and show you. Maybe. Oh, crap. Well, after, can't even spell his name. Latest. Come on! There's gotta be a video somewhere. Well, he was doing circles, because they went the red flag, and he goes, his car's on fire. He went, my car's on fire, and they're like, well, just try to put it out. He's like, I can't. I'm kind of, you know, whatever. So he started doing circles.
Put it out?
To put it out, yeah.
That would flame it, I would think.
It was just the ECU. He said the ECU got hot and it started flaming up. But yeah, he did like 10 circles. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is from the driver's point of view.
How did I miss that? Okay. So he's on the backstretch there.
Yeah, he's on the backstretch and he's not doing anything crazy. I'm trying to find a better view of it. So you can see it from like an actual camera instead of an in-car.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, where is it at? I'll have to find it and send it to you later, but I'm trying to find, I can't find anything.
Okay.
But yeah, he's like, what's he doing? He's just going in circles. Nobody knew. Oh, nobody knew what he was doing besides him and his team. Everybody thought he was like bored, and he's like, "No, I'm on fire."
He gets very impatient when he's red flagged down the back stretch at Daytona. Remember, he when Montoya hit the blower, and he was the first one to tweet.
Well, that's funny because that's what Alex Bowman said. He goes, you know, if we had our phones louder in our cars, recording that and putting it on social media would be huge.
It would. It would. I think that night when he did that after Montoya hit the jet blower is what kind of put Twitter on the map. I don't know what year that happened, but I had to, what the hell's Twitter?
Yeah.
All I knew was Facebook, but now it's X. Anyway, that Ryan Priest chewed up a little bit. When he got he barrel rolled 10 times. At one point he did like 4 in the air. I was watching that. I was like, oh, this, I don't care. That's gonna be bad. And he got out. I could not believe that he got out of that car. And even more so that he's going to be in the car at Darlington this coming weekend.
If that's true, that boy's going to be, he's going to be sore as hell.
He's got to be sore, yeah. There's no two ways about that. It's just unbelievable that, I don't know. That was one of the, well, I don't want to say one of, but it's definitely top 20 bad wrecks that I've seen down there. It was incredible to watch.
Yeah, that was when it happened. They showed the blimp view. You didn't see it was that bad, and then they showed, and it just, the way they were, it didn't matter. He was gonna flip anyways and spin and whatever. But like the grass, I guarantee you that grass is gone next year. It's gone. That grass caught, and that's what made it flip.
I don't doubt it. It's, I don't know. I got that up. That was insane. That was, and then again, Blaney and Gibbs, or Gibbs collecting Blaney. All right. Everybody knows all about that stuff. They've already seen it. A little bit of news. Carson Hocevar has been announced in the number 42 for Legacy at Darlington in place of Noah Gregson. Which, hey, take the opportunity, see, what you can do. The other thing that I found interesting, it just broke yesterday or this morning, I don't know, that the crew chiefs and crew for Austin Cindric and Harrison Burton are going to swap.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? If one or the other is not performing for Cindric or Burton, what good's it going to do to swap them? I just don't get it.
Cindric and Burton, they're not in the chase, so it doesn't matter. Might as well try things, see if it helps.
Yeah, but Cindric won a race or two last year with this guy.
He only won one race, now it's Daytona.
No. I thought that was interesting. All right. Anything else you want to discuss at all? I'm really out of things. I mean, it was a great race and all that. Now we start the playoffs.
No, I don't have anything. I'm looking. Everything's obviously on the Ryan Priest stuff when I look up news.
Yeah. Huh. All right. Who are you picking? I just went ahead and got this. Darlington. Going with average finish. The top 10. The top 4 with 10 races in the last, well, they're going with the last 10 races. So if they participated in all 10, Harvick is 6.3 average finish. Logano is 8.7. Hamlin 9.9. Keselowski is 11.0. Kyle Larson, he's only had 7 races at Darlington. Average finish of 11th, but with 4 top 5s. Tyler Riddick has had 8 races. His average finish is 12.5. He's had 2 top 5s. Eric Jones, this kind of surprised me. He's actually been there 10 times. His average finish is 12.7, and Eric Jones has won twice at Darlington. That just didn't get in my brain box, but it is. Burton has an average finish of 13.7, but only been there 3 times. Austin Dillon, 10 times there, has 14.6 average finish, and Kyle Busch with 10 times there has a 15.3. However, of the 10 times, he's only finished 7. So he's crashed out 3 out of the last 10 times, and he's had 3 top 5s. So who are you picking for the win?
I'm gonna say Byron. He's gonna come out hot.
You think so?
I hope. He's a championship favorite, I would say. Most wins.
I'm gonna say BK, Brad Keselowski. RFK is hot right now. It is just as an organization. I'm looking for Busher real quick, see what his stats are. But as an organization, and he's been there. Oh, he's horrible at Darlington. 10 times, average finish of 20. He's finished every single race, but an average finish of 22. Or I'm sorry, average finish of 17.6 and only 3 top 10s. But I'm going with Brad on that one. I really think goes back to when we first started the show. Is like Brad wants a win.
Yeah.
And this is a good track for him. I love Darlington. I love the high banks, the high speed. I love how it punishes the tires, the driver, and is constantly changing as the rubber works in, the groove moves up. It's a great track. And I'll tell you what, that is on my bucket list, and it's close enough that I can make it happen to get there. But I don't know. Where I'm at right now this weekend, I don't think I want to travel a whole heck of a lot. It's not going to be fun. We got a storm coming our way, and we still don't know exactly what it's going to do. But according to what we're seeing, it's definitely going to get rainy and breezy for a while. But the only other thing I want to cover is we created on NASCAR.com. If I want to get so I can walk everybody through it, they have a new tab. It's called the Playoff Grid Challenge. If you click on it, well, now my computer's there. He is. Search leagues. Just click on leagues and search Burn It Down NASCAR podcast and NASCAR only league. Join us. Let's have some fun. I'm trying to, let's see. Well, it's just you and me in it so far. I've gotten a few likes on NASCAR only. But let's see if we can get some people in here and have a little rivalry going on. We'll give shout outs. We'll do this. We'll do that. But it'll be fun. You have to pick before. I think they said it locks.
Sunday at 6.
Sunday at 6.
Because Darlington's a night race?
Yeah.
It's Labor Day weekend.
Race. Yes, it is. So in the first round, we've got Texas, Talladega, and Charlotte. And then you have to pick of your winners because, you know, they're going to be points and all this other stuff. So Your first choices are between Byron and Truex, Hamlin and Buescher. There's some pretty hard choices in here.
You don't have to go between them. You don't have to pick between them. You just pick your favorites, what your top 12 are going to be. It's not between them.
Really?
Yeah. It's not between the two. You can pick any of the 12. Who do you think to be advancing 12? I just did it.
Really?
You can pick,
I thought you had to pick between.
No, it's any of the 12. Any
that
12.
makes it easier.
Yeah, any 12.
All right. Okay. So let's do this. Get it started right now, because we got to make the choice before Sunday. When we get, okay, we got Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol on this pick. Then after that, we got Texas, Talladega, Charlotte, Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville, and then of course the championship weekend at Phoenix. Who's the 4 that aren't going to be in it when they get to Texas?
The 4 for me not making it, you're gonna be surprised by my picks. I said McDowell's not making it. Stenhouse isn't making it. Blaney's not making it. And Harvick's not making it.
Blaney and Harvick. I'm writing this one down. I agree with you on McDowell and Stenhouse. Bubba is not going to get.
He's good at Kansas. He can do well at Darlington. Bristol's probably his Achilles heel. My only thing is he can win at Kansas, and he proves it. He's always good there. That's the only reason why I said that.
And you know who else isn't going to make it? Hamlin. The boy has several IOUs coming in that I think are going to be cashed out. I do. I'm going McDowell, Stenhouse, Bubba, and Hamlin. Not going to make it.
That'd be
Bubba
crazy.
just because he's got no talent.
No, I agree, but like Kansas is he's won there and he's dominated last year with it, so they're gonna take that same setup to the same track. So
where is I just saw it. Mr. Wallace has raced 10 times at Darlington. He's he's finished 8 times. He has an average finish of 20.8. He's only got 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. He's gonna, unless somebody opens the sea for him, no. I know Hamlin is good there, but it's a perfect track to somebody have a, oops, sorry about that, Daddy. I hate to be you.
yeah.
Like I said, there's a few folks that owe Denny a thing or 3. And, I mean, what are they going to do to Chase if he takes him out? Suspend him again? I'll just go snowboarding. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know, if he get... Larson owes him big time.
Yeah, Larson does.
So, but yeah, there you go. I'm going against the grain there. McDowell and Stenhouse, I think, are givens. Stenhouse got in on a fluke through the Daytona 500. He'd have never made it in points. McDowell would have never made it in points. Of course, he's a road course ace, or very good at them. But I'm going with Bubba, just no talent, and Hamlin because he's got a bullseye on his back. Okay. I haven't filled mine out yet, but I'll stick with what I said when I do. I think this will be fun. We did it last year. I'm trying real hard to get more people in it.
Yeah, I know. I don't understand how that NASCAR Nation has that many people, but no one joins. You're talking all that
Yeah.
shit, and oh, this driver, then prove it. Make the
Yeah.
picks.
Get in the league. Get in the league. So, all right. I have nothing more to offer, sir.
Neither do I.
All right. Looking forward to starting the playoffs. Let's see what happens. Sunday night race, Darlington, Labor Day weekend. Gonna be good. I'm done.
All right, close it out.